I see that you do like a Sunday run club, or like,
yeah,
y'all do that every Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday. We've done about 5 of them, and crazy how much that shit like just grows word of mouth. Like it's like
every Sunday.
It just like it's like tripling every time I go.
So what's it like? Where do you meet up at?
Miramar Park in Redondo Beach, and it's sick. And then we all like jump in the ocean after and shit. It's like this little like brotherhood. Like everyone just comes out. We all kick.
How many people on average?
I think the last one had almost 50 people. It's pretty sick.
And you run for like how long?
2 miles to a pier, and then we like chill for a bit, and then 2 miles back. And if some people, we're trying to make it like not serious and pace and all this. It's like, because they even like, you know, influencer homies and shit will be like, you could tell they're like, I don't know if I can like hang with this kind of thing. And I'm like, dude, it's like, we just run, go do 10-minute mile, and then like you chill. You can walk back after, or you can come back. It's like we just more about coming out. Like it's sick. We all go to like a coffee shop after. We all just chill, and it doesn't feel like I'm chilling with like fans. It just feels like cool, like bro, local, just like energy. It's sick.
That's good. Like any real brand needs its core. You know, you got to find your base of like what gives your brand a reason to exist.
Well, that's what everything had in the 90s and shit, right? It was all local energy, and like nothing has value anymore. It's a Facebook ad, it's an Instagram ad. It's like if you don't even know what the brand represents or what they do or who they with, and like I'm sure you experienced that. No Jumper on Belrose. Yeah, like it's like you probably had a local scene, like a local like. I think that shit is still so important. If anything, it's like more important because no one's doing it. But like I eventually want to do like a coffee shop / vintage, but it's really just like, I don't care if the shit breaks even. It's like just a place to people to hang out. You know what I mean? Maybe to like finish the run and we all go kick it there instead of like spending money at a different coffee shop. Like come kick it here, put couches and shit. Like, I don't know. I think that shit matters.
Yeah, no, definitely. Community is something that so many brands are missing, especially because brands are competing with like merch, you know, which kind of inherently is like the worship of a celebrity. Yeah. And it's like, you don't want your brand to be that. You want your brand to be something that represents like an idea or a group of people. And that's why like you'll see people gravitating towards these skate brands and shit, because the skate brand, like there's a real core subculture attached to it, and being a dope skater is something that you can't really fake. It's just like, you know, you either have put in the work to be able to do these tricks or you haven't, and it's just something like very authentic about that.
So true.
When did you start getting sober?
I think it's been like 3.5 years now. I haven't drank.
So after you left Nelk? Or was that part of what kind of made you feel separate from Nelk? Was it just that you weren't into the drinking thing?
Yeah, it was around the same time. I think it was, wasn't like sole reason, but it was definitely part of it. I mean, the whole like, if you don't want to do heroin, you can't go hang around people doing heroin. You know what I mean? So I just knew that even just the lifestyle, right? Like we're getting paid $10K to go to a nightclub for an hour, and it's like, I don't know if I want that to be like my job anymore. If like, cause like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the kind of guy that can go hang at a nightclub sober. It's like, miserable. So it wasn't even as much of like a trigger to be like, oh, I'm going to drink again. I don't think that was like a problem for me, but it was, hey buddy, it was just, I wanted to just change the people I was around, cause I had to fill that void too. A lot of my life and my friends were all people I partied with in LA. And, as soon as I removed that, I got very like hermit. Like I was like, oh, I'm just gonna work on myself and be by myself. And then you start finding other people that have different interests. Like they want to get up at 6 a.m. and go for a run or go skate or, you know, shit.
So it wasn't like a moment or anything that made you like, I gotta like stop drinking as much.
Not one, but multiple ones that like were definitely part of like an eye-opening thing. I mean,
give me one of them that you was like, all right, this needs to change.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard the one at Weed Lake Drive where I flooded a mansion. You hear that story?
I don't think so.
I said it on another pod, but I was like blacked out. I was with Banks and all those guys at a club. I left. Apparently I went to like 2 other parties. I don't remember any of this. And we used to have these houses like the Phase House, and they all looked the same. These like $40 million mansions. And I went to the wrong house. I don't know how I got in. Go to the 4th floor. I'm eating the guy's meal prep and shit. And eat a chocolate cake, and then I threw up in the like kitchen sink, and then like I left the tap on, but I think I had the thing, like the
plug.
plug. Pass out on this guy's couch, or like chocolate on me and stuff. I wake up to like shotguns in my face, police, everything.
What?
They think it was like a B&E. I get pulled out of this house, flooded it, and I'm like, I just remember, you know when you're like blacked out, you're like kind of coming in and out and shit. And I remember just in the back of this car, just like kind of trying to be like, dude, I live here or some shit. And he was just like, all right, buddy, like you're going downtown. And like, thank God, shout out Foosh. One of the gamer guys that were living in the house was, you know, like gamers, they don't sleep, right? So he's out there at 4 a.m. getting his Uber Eats, and he's like, Jesse? And I was like, and then he told the cops, like, yeah, he lives here, like next door, and kind of explained what happened. And then the owner of the house was like, if you pay for the damages, like, I don't care. So then I had 41 grand in my name, and it cost $40,000.
Oh my God.
Drained my account, and yeah, more anxiety, more shit. So
holy shit. I mean, it's pretty telling that, you know, I feel like Steve's taken a big step back from drinking, right? I don't know if I've ever actually heard him speak about it, but it seems like he doesn't necessarily do that shit the way he used to. Kyle, I know, he says he drinks like 1 day a week. It's like,
yeah.
And so it's like you guys kind of formed the brand using alcohol as part of the image and shit, but then relatively quickly kind of realized that this wasn't necessarily what was going to sustain your happiness.
Yeah. I mean, it also has a shelf life, that kind of image too. I think like I could definitely see that happening too, where I was like, at a certain point, this isn't going to be cool. It's like, you're just that old guy who's drunk at a college party.